Subject-verb agreement is a fundamental rule in English grammar. It sounds complicated, but the idea is very simple. The subject of a sentence, which is the person, which is the place, which is the thing performing the action, must match or agree with the verb, which is the action word. Think of them as partners in a dance. They must move together in harmony. If one is singular, the other must also be singular. If one is plural, its partner must be plural too. This simple coordination is what we call subject-verb agreement, or Concord. Why does this small detail matter so much? Clear communication depends on it. When your subjects and verbs agree, your sentences are logical and easy to understand. This makes your writing and speaking appear polished, professional, credible. Listeners and readers can follow your ideas without getting distracted by grammatical mistakes. It is one of the foundational skills that separates clear, effective communication from confusing and awkward language. Mastering this rule is a significant step towards fluency and confidence. The most important rule of subject-verb agreement is also the most basic one. A singular subject takes a singular verb, and a plural subject takes a plural verb. This is the foundation upon which all other Concord rules are built. In the present tense, singular verbs often end in s he walks, she talks, it rains. Plural verbs do not have this s ending we walk, they talk. This simple distinction is the key. Once you can identify whether your subject is one thing or more than one thing, choosing the correct verb becomes straightforward. Let's look at some simple examples. Consider a singular subject, the dog. Since dog refers to one animal, it is singular. Therefore, it requires a singular verb. The dog barks loudly. Notice the S on barks. Now make the subject plural. The dogs. This refers to more than one animal. The dogs bark loudly. The S is gone. The girl reads. The girls read. The pronouns I and you are special exceptions. Even though singular, they take plural verb forms. I walks to the store. You looks happy today. I walk to the store. You look happy today. This is a convention to memorize. For other pronouns, the rule holds: he sings, she dances, it works, we sing, they dance. A common mistake is applying noun-plural logic to verbs. One of the most common reasons for subject-verb agreement errors is the presence of other words or phrases between the true subject and its verb. These intervening phrases can be distracting, making you think that a noun closer to the verb is the actual subject. To avoid this mistake, you must learn to identify the main subject of the sentence and ignore the extra information. The verb must always agree with this main subject, regardless of what other nouns appear in between. This skill requires you to look at the sentence structure carefully. For example, consider the sentence, "The box of old toys is in the attic." The subject here is box, singular. The phrase "of old toys" simply describes the box. It is a prepositional phrase, and the noun toys within it is not the subject. Because the subject is box, singular, the verb must also be singular, is. A common mistake is to focus on toys, which is plural, and right next to the verb, and incorrectly choose are. The box of old toys are in the attic. Incorrect. Let's examine another example. The man who is talking to my friends looks very familiar. Here the subject is man, singular. The clause, "who is talking to my friends," adds extra information but does not change the subject. The noun friends is plural, but it's inside the descriptive clause, not the main subject. So the verb must agree with man. The correct verb is looks. Saying, "The man look very familiar" is wrong because you were distracted by friends. To master this, always ask yourself, what is this sentence really about? Who or what is doing the action? Section 4. Compound subjects. When two subjects act as one, sentences often have more than one subject. when two or more subjects are joined by the conjunction and they form a compound subject. A compound subject formed with and is treated as plural and requires a plural verb. This is logical. You're talking about two or more things combined. It doesn't matter if each subject is singular, linked with, and they form a plural unit. One of the most straightforward rules of subject-verb agreement. For example, if you say, coffee and tea. Coffee and tea are my favorite hot drinks. Incorrect. Coffee and tea is my favorite hot drinks. Similarly, Tom and Mary are coming to the party. But when subjects are joined by or nor, the situation changes. The verb doesn't automatically become plural. Instead, it agrees with the subject closest to it. The rule of proximity. If the nearer subject is singular, use a singular verb. If the nearer subject is plural, use a plural verb. It feels odd at first, but practice makes it natural. Let's look at how this works. Either the teacher or the students are responsible. Either the students or the teacher is responsible. The same applies to nor. Neither the manager nor the employees were aware of the change. Section 5. Special subjects. Handling collective nouns and indefinite pronouns. Some subjects in English can be particularly confusing. These include collective nouns and indefinite pronouns. A collective noun is a word that refers to a group of people or things as a single unit. Examples include words like team, family, committee, group, audience. In American English, these nouns are almost always treated as singular. Therefore, they take a singular verb. This is a simple and reliable rule to follow for most everyday communication. For instance, you would say, the team is playing well tonight. Here, team is a single unit, so the singular verb is correct. Another example is, my family is going on vacation next month. Even though a family consists of multiple people, the word family itself is treated as a singular subject. Similarly, the committee has made its decision. The committee acts as one body, so it takes the singular verb has. While British English sometimes treats these nouns as plural if the focus is on the individual members, sticking to the singular form is the safest and most common usage in a global context. Another category of tricky subjects is indefinite pronouns. These are words that do not refer to any specific person or thing. Many of these pronouns are always considered singular and must be paired with a singular verb. This group includes words like everybody, everyone, everything, somebody, someone, something, anybody, anyone, nobody, no one. It also includes each, either, and neither. It is a common mistake to think of everybody as plural, but grammatically it is singular. You can see this rule in sentences like, everyone loves a good story. The subject, everyone, is singular, so the verb needs the singular s ending. Likewise, you would say, each of the students has a textbook, not have a textbook. The true subject here is each, which is always singular. The phrase of the students is a distractor, just like the ones we saw in a previous section.